Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, and especially my lecturer, Mr. Tito, for introduction to psycholinguistics. Okay, for now I want to presentation about language disorder. Okay, I make a mind mapping for language disorder and presentation PowerPoint. Okay, the first one is I want to show you mind mapping. Okay, for the first slide, this is what is language disorder. You can read the text in the balloons. For the first slide is language disorder include like you can read it. Receptive language disorder, symptoms of receptive expression and symptoms of expression, and speech disorder and communication disorder. Okay, for the next slide is the types of language disorder. You can find it example for dyslexia, sensory impairments, apraxia, and ADC. Okay, that is my mind mapping. So next I want to show you about my presentation PowerPoint. So let's get started. Okay, the first slide is what is language disorder. Okay, you can read the text. Language disorder or language impairment are disorders that involve the processing of linguistic information, and they have a problem. The problem that may be experienced can involve grammar, sample for syntaxis or morphology, semantic, or the other aspect of language. Now, so what are the risk factors for language disorder? I want to explain. Language disorder often runs in families. A child is more likely to have language disorder if they have a parent or sibling who also has it. Okay, for the next slide is language disorder includes receptive language disorder, symptoms of receptive language disorder, and expression language disorder, symptoms of expressive speech disorder, and communication disorder. So the first one I want to explain what is receptive of language disorder. Okay, this statement is the understanding of language input. Receptive language disorder is an impairment in the comprehension of a spoken, written, gestural, or other symbol system. And I have some common signs of receptive language disorder. They are turning out when people talk, trouble following direction, trouble answering questions, interrupting people who are speaking, asking people to repeat what they say, giving answers that are off, and misunderstanding what's said, and the last one is not getting jokes. This is some common sign of effect. Okay, for the next slide is the symptoms of receptive language disorder. There is no standard set of symptoms that indicates receptive language disorder. That you can see the point in symptoms receptive, not seeming to listen when they are spoken to, and appearing to lack interest when storybook or read to them. Okay, this is receptive of language disorder and symptoms. So the next slide is expressive language disorder. It is a communication disorder in which there are difficulties with spoken or written expression. Expressive language is most simply the output of language. And These include not only words, but also the grammar rules that indicate how words are combined into process, sentence, and paragraphs, as well as the use of gesture and facial expression. Okay, for the symptom of expression, have a difficulty finding the right words when talking, and this is a frustration. This is include for symptoms of expression disorder. Okay, the next slide is speech disorder. Speech disorder or speech impediments are a type of communication disorder where normal speech is disrupted. This can mean stuttering, lips, and ADC. Someone who is unable to speak due to a speech disorder is considered mute. Now, this is speech disorder. And the last one is communication disorder. A communication disorder is any disorder that affects somebody's ability to communication or communicate. And this is the delays and disorder can range from simple sound substitution to the inability to understand or use one's native languages. Okay, this is for include in language disorder. So right now I want to show you for the type. You can see this, the table. They have sensory impairment, apraxia, dyslexia, and dysgraphia, and stuttering, Down syndrome, autism, and ADHD. So I will explain for the first. So the first one is sensory impairments. What is sensory impairments? Sensory impairments is one of your sense, like sight, hearing, smells, touch, and taste, and spatial awareness is no longer normal. A person does not have to have full loss of a sense to be sensory impaired. And for this type, the type are two types of sensory impairments. This is one. The first one is blindness. The second one is deafness. You can find it on internet for the model of language disorder. And second is apraxia. Apraxia is an effect of neurological disease. It makes people unable to carry out everyday movement and gestures. And for symptoms of apraxia is difficulty imitating speech sounds. Okay, this is dyslexia. Learning disorder characterized by difficulty for reading. This is the person who difficulties to reading. Dyslexia occurs in children with normal vision and in intellect. Symptom sign of dyslexia can be difficult to recognize before a child enters school, but some early clues might indicate a problem. Once your child reaches school, your child's teacher may be the first to notice the problem. Severity varies, but the condition often becomes apparent as a child starts learning to read. And for next is dysgraphia. The word dysgraphia comes from Greek word dys means impaired and graphic means writing by heart. Okay, dysgraphia is a deficiency in the ability to write primarily in terms of handwriting, but also in terms of coherence. Dysgraphia is a transcription disability, meaning that is a writing disorder association with impaired handwriting, orthographic, coding, and finger sequencing. They may lack basic for grammar spellings. Okay, the next one is stuttering. You can read the text. So I want to explain for causes of stuttering is possible causes of persistent stuttering include mental health problems, In rare isolated cases, emotional trauma can lead to stuttering. Okay, the next is Down syndrome. Down syndromes. You can read autism and ADHD. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Nah, okay. I think this is all of my presentation about language disorder. I hope you all understand for my mind mapping before the presentation show and the final. I hope you enjoy to watch my video and understand to my material. Thank you so much everyone. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you.